So I was just talking with my husband this past weekend about how I just cannot stand the paper clutter in our house. I feel as if the documents, the notes, all of the stuff that comes home from our children's school, all of the flyers that get sent to us, it is so hard to look through them all and organize them and know what to keep and know what to get rid of. And that's just the paper documents. Within our businesses, we have even more than that. And just the process of trying to find the documents, making sure they are correct, creating documents for our clients, all those types of things can just be overwhelming to think about, let alone find. So, I am going to break it down for you today, some of the major areas of your business and the main documents you need for them, as well as give you a sneak peek into a little trick I like to use with Google Drive and how to keep things organized in there and very easily accessible. If we haven't met yet, I'm Anna of Anna's Simple Solutions. We are a consulting company that works with entrepreneurs that need to systemize in order to scale up. They need some more productivity in their business so they can spend time doing the things they love and not putting out fires all the time. So let's talk about documents that you use in your business. So these are all the types of things that you gather information with, or you put together to send somebody, or you have to keep on file for the government. There are tons of things that you could have a document for. We write documents all the time when we're creating content, whether it's in a project management tool or Google Docs or things like that. It serves us better to have kind of an idea of what documents are needed for each section of our business to make sure that we are A, organizing it, B, not recreating the wheel every single time, and almost systemize how we create these documents and where these documents will go. So just a real quick review of some of the things that we need to think about with these documents. One of the major things, and I'm not an expert in this, I'm just kind of throwing this out there, is financial documents. So everything that you need for taxes, your profit and loss, your W-9s from people that you may be working with, if you have W-2 employees, having all of those things in one area so you can just hand it off to your accountant or hand it off to your tax preparer when it's time. But also things such as a budget. What are the types of things that you need to collect every month in order to understand what your expenses are and what is coming in and be able to start to see and project what that could be in the future? So that isn't necessarily a document in the standard sense of the word, but it is something that needs to stay together with all of those financial aspects. Now let's talk a bit about the client management documents that needed. And this kind of goes into marketing as well as sales, anything of that nature where you're dealing with other people. So documents of email templates that perhaps that you send out to clients, having a backup in your document management tool as well as wherever you keep them is important. So A, you can reuse them. B, you have a backup for them in case something happens to that email program or something gets lost. You never quite know. And then, of course, you have proposals and client onboarding documents and forms and everything within there, having them templated out someplace or copies of them so you can refer back to them when working with the client. All those are really important to have. And then, of course, you have the internal documents as well, SOPs, as well as policies for you and your team. So your team and you are constantly reminded what your mission, vision, and values are, how you're supposed to use the tools that you have inside your business, as well as how you want the clients treated and the way that you want that communication to happen. So since we've talked about that, I think we can go in and talk a little bit about the management of these documents There's two major document management tool. One is called Google Drive, we are all familiar with, and then of course there is Dropbox. There is a multitude of other ones as well, but those are the two main ones. So I'm going to kind of show you a trick that I have in order to be able to kind of go in the back end of Google Drive, and it makes it so much easier for me to find and organize files within there. All right, so let's talk about Google Drive Stream. So Google Drive Stream, and I'm sure it's just Drive for desktop now, but when I first started using it, it was called Drive Stream. And the reason why I like it so much, and I'll show you an example right here, is because you can actually go in, you can actually connect to several different accounts. I'm going to go to my own here. And you can actually see it on your desktop like this, My Drive. And it looks like I have some stuff that I need to organize, but then you also have, you can see your shared drives as well. And this shows exactly what you see in Google Drive over here. Now, how would that be useful? Well, in certain instances, you need to move documents from one folder to another, such as this. LinkedIn sheet, I'm going to move this to the archive. So the reason I have them both open, because sometimes it's easier to have them next to each other, but you can just drag and drop as well. So I'm going to take the LinkedIn here and I'm going to put it in archive. And you can just drag and drop that. And isn't that so much easier than going into the drive here and then dragging and dropping from there and moving things? So it's just a really good way to be productive with things and also be able to clean up that area really quick. So in order to do this, I'm on a Mac, but it works very similarly on a PC. I have done it on a PC before, but I'm going to go back here. And what you see here is where you can go to actually install it. So install Drive for desktop, Google Workspace Learning Center. This will walk you through it, and you can download for the Windows and download for the Mac. Just by the way, I don't have any affiliate link for this. It's open to everyone. I just think it's such a useful tool, especially when you're trying to save time or you don't want to get distracted by other things by logging in and waiting for Google to load, and things like that, which I've noticed really kind of can distract me to do other things. So you can download for Mac and it'll download right to your download file or wherever you have your download saved. You just click on it and it will walk you through all the steps to set it up. But the really cool thing about it is that it kind of runs here in the background. Again, you can have several different accounts on there, and you are able to open up things directly through there to the actual Google Drive, or like we did before, we can open it up right to our desktop and be able to move things around there. So that's my little quick tip of the week. It's really cool for me. If you can think of some other uses for it, that's great, but not as many people know about this as I thought would. So I just wanted to share it with you to help increase your productivity and use it as you see fit. So that's all for this week. It's all about the documents this week, getting them organized, making sure you have the right ones for all the pieces of your business. And if you have any questions, please feel free to look below and put a question on this. Otherwise, just hop onto my website, join my mailing list. I send out tips like this all the time, and have a great day.